What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Listen Damn It.
Woo woo.
We're back, bitches.
I think this is
Episode 1, Season 2.
no, episode 29.
Crema.
I think this is episode 29.
Season
yeah.
2.
As you can tell, I have Pedro and Amanda here.
Oh.
Guess what? Amanda has a car.
Yay! Brr, 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 brr.
For real. That's a
And
big.
it only took 27 years. Just kidding.
Literally.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're just kidding? That's facts.
And I got it for the free.
And she got it for the free.
Because I'm nice. The silence.
You got
Daddy,
it because
you guys know I'm nice.
No, you are.
Yeah.
But you got it.
What do you
'cause-
mean, yeah?
You got it because you're, obviously family. Our brother decided to give it to you.
Okay.
So,
That's what family's for.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
help each other out.
Exactly. Yeah, and you obviously needed it. Initially, I thought they were gonna just sell it, to you, so that they give it to you for free. It's
Child, I'm grateful. I'm
As you
super
should.
grateful.
I have
Those- sometimes my little brother has like a big brother and stuff. I'm very grateful for my
I have a
family.
confession, John.
hmm?
I knew about it for a while now that they were going to give it to her for free.
Well, I kind of knew about it too.
Bitches.
I kind of knew about it too, but they kept making it seem like they were and they weren't.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth.
Yeah,
They wanted to
were
charge
like,
my ass.
oh, I gave them the idea to give it to you for like a discount.
Yo, you've always
Like-
been my biggest op, yo.
No,
Like,
he was trying to help you out.
no, a discount? The fuck?
I mean, instead of charging you full price.
Exactly.
That's what he's saying. If they were
I'ma-
going to sell it. No,
Like,
if they were going to
I'ma
sell it
get
to you
you
instead
back,
of giving it
bitch.
to you. What are you talking about?
If they were,
I helped you out.
If they were gonna sell it to
I,
you,
wow,
I
true
was like-
colors.
Wait.
like let's say that they were gonna sell it to you for 2,000, I was like, okay, well, give it to her for if you want to help her out, give it to her for 1,500 or something, más bajo. But they ended up giving it to you for free. So
Yeah, but here's
know?
here's the real confession, John.
well,
You're like, okay, yeah, they might give it to her for free or something, while
Mhm.
she's completely oblivious, right? She's over here like,
oh yeah,
here's the thing. What does Amanda keep saying about me that I can't be in the what?
In the
in
mafia.
Literally about 2 weeks ago, I told her.
that it was for free.
Yeah.
I kind of figured. I'm not even gonna act surprised. I figured.
The thing is that
She was having
okay,
a rough,
I was
rough
having
day.
a really bad day, and we had gone to Publix, and I was literally on the verge of a breakdown because it's just like in general, I just felt very stuck and stuff. And he just was looking at me crazy as fuck, and he was like, "You need to be positive because good things are coming. Just
Soon.
wait."
Soon.
But like he was very mysterious, and I'm very quick to peep like weird shit. So I was like, "What do you know that I don't know?" And he's like, "Nothing."
Mm.
But like, I can tell in his face, and I literally gripped his shirt in
Yes.
the middle of Publix.
Yeah, she tried to
I
pick
must
me
have
up.
looked like a toxic girlfriend,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Fucking tell me what's going on."
And I'm like, I can't. I promised. I can't tell you.
Mm.
Obviously, he regretted it with his whole life
No, I
after.
didn't.
My
No, I
family
didn't.
would to find that out. They would not Christopher, but my mom would be like, "Esa pa' que no le puedes decir nada."
He told the man, he's like, oh, did Pedro tell you? And she's like, no. He's like, he's a real one for that. And then here I am in the back, like, I told her.
Mm.
I still feel bad, and I honestly I wasn't shocked, but I kind of feel very guilty.
That you knew.
No, not that I knew. I always end up finding shit out. I just felt guilty that they were planning on giving it to me without a cost and stuff. So I really didn't believe it until the moment. But I was honestly shocked the whole time.
But the thing is,
Like-
you have to keep in mind, babe, that yes, like I get where you're coming from. How it's like, okay, we already had like a plan where it's like, oh, they're gonna sell it to you. But at the same time, it's family, babe. Wherever we can, whenever we can help each other out, we're gonna do so. You get me? Because we never know when the tables are gonna turn. You get me? And
For
they're
sure.
gonna need your help.
For sure.
You get me? That's family. It's all love. So, like I said, when it came to my
For
first
sure.
car, I got my dad's car. You get me? My dad didn't sell me his car.
Wait, he gave it to you for free.
Yeah, he gave me. He
Okay.
got himself. When he went to get himself a different car,
Mhm.
I got his. That was the first one. But we'll go into details to the story in a little bit.
Regardless of me knowing, just to conclude this topic, that I found out early, I kind of just forced it out of him. But right now I'm still kind of shocked. I still can't believe that it's sitting literally outside the
Yeah, she threatened to
apartment.
stick a finger up my ass in the middle of Publix. I was like, all right, you win.
Mm-mm.
Kidding. It was worse.
But it's very unexpected. I'm super grateful. Like I still don't have words.
Good.
And then I cried about it, right? Because it hadn't hit me yet until like a little while after. And then when I started crying and thanking my mom and Christopher, my mom was like, "Stop trying to think about something to make you cry so you can start crying." I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's mom. But it's a good thing.
So just so everybody wants to know, it's a Nissan Sentra.
Nissan Versa.
Versa, sorry.
Mm-hmm. It's not a flashy car, but it's a decent
It's a
car.
cute car.
That's what she needs. to get
Everybody
to A to
always,
B.
I feel like everybody always, unless you have
Money.
money, everybody usually always start with like some sort of transportation car.
Didn't you have
Yeah.
a Honda Civic?
What?
Your first?
No, it was a Mitsubishi Lancer with no AC.
Mishu.
I had a Ford Focus, a 2000, I think
I don't remember
2008 or
your
9 or
first car.
something. It was a silver Ford Focus that was somebody hit it from the side.
Mm-hmm.
Pause.
But my friend, my friend Patty, which I hope I get her to be in an episode later on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She bought that car from a mechanic, some mechanic in Doral, and then
She sold it to you.
she bought it for like 1,000 something. I think it was 1,000 or 2,000, but it wasn't more than that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she had just got her license. I think had just gotten my license too. She was like, I think she was already wanting a new car,
Mm-hmm.
and then she was gonna sell that Ford to a coworker of ours,
Yeah.
another coworker that was working with us in Taco Bell. She I think she told her that she would sell it to her for like $700, $800 or something like that.
Damn.
And I overheard that.
You're like, bitch, I'm gonna give you 1,000.
And I overheard that. And
Biggest
then,
op. He says psych.
and then later on, I had left Taco Bell, and then I started working at a shoe store in Dolphin Mall, and I still didn't have a car.
I remember my mom would pick him up.
Yeah,
at
I
night.
still didn't have a car, but I was getting paid more than what I was getting paid in Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Because at the time we were like not only working, like we weren't only getting paid hourly, but we were getting commissions off the shoes that we sell.
Yeah.
They stopped doing that, but at that time we were doing it.
Inflation.
Now that I had a
way to
job
move.
that was further away, I
You
needed a
it.
car.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I can give you the money, like, the 700 that she
Yeah.
was telling our other coworker. She was like, okay. And then just one check, 700.
There you go.
Damn.
Yeah.
But then came the whole
Man was selling
Like,
Gucci
maintenance.
shoes.
Maintenance.
the whole placa and
Yeah,
the
the title.
tag and all that shit, which I didn't really know
title and
about because I
taxes.
didn't have a car before. But luckily I had the money to get that.
Yeah.
So, and insurance, all that stuff.
Damn.
But yeah, the car kept like the AC was not working, and obviously living here in
Mhm.
Florida in this heat, you need AC.
Yeah.
You need it, but I didn't care because I
It
was
don't
like,
matter,
I
it's
had
your
my
car.
car. I had a car. I was so happy about it too.
With all
like,
four windows rolled
yes.
down. Yes.
I would be driving that car on my way to Dolphin with but through never in the expressway, through the
Local?
streets.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I was.
So
I
you
was
felt like
happy
a
with it.
badass nigga,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was like, man,
Bless you.
Sorry.
I heard that shit loud as fuck.
You felt like a badass. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up my friends
I was
now.
very happy, but that was my first transportation car.
Yeah.
What did mom say?
I don't remember what she said, but I think she thought like it was a good
Great.
deal because
Facts.
That's
like
a couple $100. That's
who
it.
who sells a car like in that price?
I know
So
somebody
that
that's,
sold
that's
her
literally
car
what I
that
was going
price.
to tell
Who
you.
sells that
when,
car?
When I got rid of that Mitsubishi to buy
Mitsubishi.
my first car, like buy it. It was a Honda Civic. We ended up selling that to my best friend for like $200.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
and it's
$200.
just recently, within the last like 6 months, that 6
Yeah.
months. Yeah, within the last 6 months that he finally switched cars, and it wasn't even because he wanted to get rid of the car. It was just because he got in an accident. The car got totaled. But
It lasted him.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it always had fucking issues. Don't get me wrong. Like we've been telling him to save your money because you be spending way too much on fixing that car up.
The Mitsubishi?
Yeah.
Mm.
Because that car always had issues.
But he got a really nice one now.
Yeah.
He has like a Kia Soul, right?
Yes, he has a Kia Soul.
I love those cars.
Well, those are the rat cars.
Yeah,
The little
the
rat-
hamster. The
Yeah.
hamster.
Like this.
You can get with that.
Yeah.
You can get with
Oh,
that.
I would never forget that car because of that
The
commercial.
commercials.
Mm-hmm.
They were sick.
Yeah.
It was fire.
No, they were sick. They were pretty cool. I driven one. I think it was a rental.
We were
I don't
gonna
know for
do a
what.
rental for Orlando. You were
Yeah,
gonna get
one of
a
that too. But I
Kia Soul.
drove one.
And the mom was
I
like,
drove one of those one time. I don't remember at what point, but there was a time where I liked the box car, like because there was a Nissan
Mhm.
Cube.
Oh
Too.
my god,
Do you remember?
like that?
I remember. I
John.
just like the shape of it.
What is
I
wrong?
At
like
the
it
time.
too.
And you know there
That
was
looks
a,
like a thumb.
but and then there was the Honda Element
Yeah.
that was also like
Yeah, but that's
cuadrado.
an SUV, so
Yeah, but it was I like kind of like the shape of it.
similar to like a Hummer.
It was like a box car.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
But I liked it at the time. I don't like it anymore. But I liked it at the time. But yeah, and then I drove. I had that Ford Focus until I crashed it.
Oh my gosh.
How bad was the crash?
It was
Total
it
loss
was
then.
Total loss. It was a total
Damn.
loss.
Was it a total loss
but it
because of
What
wasn't-
happened?
was it a total
It
loss
wasn't
because
my
of
fault.
was it a total loss because of the value of the car or because of how bad the accident
No,
was?
how bad the accident was.
Damn, what the fuck happened?
It like
What, it folded?
completely like
What?
it was just bad.
What did it turn into like one of those freaking
No,
junkyard
because
When was
I
this?
was working at that point. I was working at
another shoe store?
the airport. No, it was in this. It was for the same company of the shoes, but in
Different location.
in a different location in the airport. In a
Damn, I
store in
guessed
the
it
airport.
right. I said another shoe store. I guessed it
And I was there, and then I had a coworker. My coworkers were all females. They were like 5'2", skinny little women, and there was one that she was Cuban, but she was hilarious. She needed a ride home, and
Mhm.
she lived in Flagler, which is not that far from the airport from
Wow.
MIA. So I was like, okay, just like guide me where to take you, and then I'll take you. And then I went, and then I was in a street, and I don't remember, I don't know what number of street or whatever, but if I were to drive there, I would know how to guide myself there. I almost dropped the mic. And then I remember it was like almost 11 p.m. because we closed the store. And then I was driving, and there was on the opposite street
Mhm.
there was a car coming that was trying to turn
While you
while I was going straight, and they were trying to turn and the light was yellow, and I was trying to like pass that yellow.
So both of y'all.
And they were trying to pass the yellow
Yeah.
too. And then I didn't see it. My friend saw it. My coworker saw it. That she would scream "para" or "cuidado" or whatever, and I didn't see it. It was
They're like,
already
what are you talking about?
it was already too late. And then they had like a little car. It was like a Chevy. I don't know the fuck car it is, but it was a small car.
Mhm.
And I just hit the passenger side of it.
Oh,
and
shit.
boom. And then all I remember is I'm trying to see what's going on, and I just see smoke. There's just a bunch of smoke. And I try to see, if everything's fine with my coworker. That bitch flew out of the fucking car, like not out.
Oh.
She like dashed out of the
Oh.
car.
She ran out.
She ran out.
Did she ran
and-
out to check up on the other person or just ran
no,
out?
she just ran
What
out.
a bitch.
She just ran out, and it was hilarious. She ran out, and her in her like little, like 5'2", like a pencil looking body with like the hugest wedges, was running to the path, to the street path,
yeah.
corner, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Did she leave you?
yeah, she
What a
ran.
bitch.
What
She
a
ran,
fucking cunt.
and while she ran, she's like, "Salga del carro."
She's over here thinking it's gonna
She's-
blow up.
Yes, but no. I honestly thought the same thing, because the first thing you think about when you see a bunch of smoke is like, oh shit, something can actually explode in this fucking car because you have oil, you have, fuel and whatever. So I remember I got out too, and I followed her, and then a bunch of cars stopped, and the people there was a really chunky, fat, older lady
Mm-hmm.
that was driving the car, and in the passenger seat was a very, very old, flaquito señor,
And you hit him.
and I hit his side. So once I, my dog, I'm like already like, I'm kind of freaking out because I'm like,
Yeah,
I can't
of
believe what
course.
just happened. It felt
You couldn't believe it. It did not feel like reality.
Yeah.
not just that, like the accident itself, like the impact, it felt like a horrible ride.
Mhm.
That's how I could
Mm.
explain it. And I don't do rides, so it really freaked me out. You know what I mean? It really freaked me out. So once I already like, caught on to like what is everything that happened, I went to go check on
Yeah.
them. And then since I hit the passenger seat, I wanted to go and check on the passenger.
Yeah.
And it was a senor, and I remember I was looking through the window and his arm was bleeding. So I felt really bad. Like I was just like, oh fuck. So somebody around that, another car that stopped, they
Yeah.
called the cops. The cops came. I was in complete shock because I
Yeah.
fucking hit the guy and the guy is bleeding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, this is my fault. Like I'm the one in the wrong and
Yeah.
all this stuff. So the cop came. He was so fucking rude because he was just like asking me questions, and I'm there trying to
Answer them the best you can.
answer them in a decent way. And like he's just like, I told you this. What is it? Like he's just with an attitude.
¿Qué
And I'm
come
just
de
like,
mierda?
give me a second. Like I'm processing all this. Like relax. And he's just wanting to like, put his notes and,
Yeah.
and whatever. So it looked like, because obviously the older lady that, like, she wasn't old, but she was
Older than.
yeah. She didn't seem older than the gentleman, than the
Yeah,
older
so
man.
That could have been her father.
Yeah, but she was like
60s?
no, she was being so dramatic.
Oh.
She was like, ay, que llame la ambulancia, like she needed the ambulance or something.
Mhm.
So the ambulance took her and the older man, and then the cops were taking, like, I guess
Photos and stuff.
not only that, but the testimonies of other people around, like
Yeah.
what they saw.
Yeah.
And then it turned out the conclusion of that was that they were in the wrong, and they owed me.
New car.
Pretty much.
They owed me because they weren't supposed to go, even though I wasn't supposed to go on the yellow, but they weren't supposed to turn. And they got Geico, so I was able to get like a decent amount.
A nice check.
How much? How much?
No, it wasn't like a lot, but it was all right, because also
More than the car, I'll tell you
No,
that.
it's
More than $700.
seriously, for real. And one of the,
Say
I
it.
mean, not be
Say
mean,
it.
Say it.
but
Say
it's
it.
Say it with your
frustrating.
chest.
No, it's frustrating when mom be like, if anything happens, you have to call me. Like you have to tell me or whatever. Like
And then she
because
comes
she's,
at you about it.
but no, not about that. But she's telling me that I should call her when anything happens, like I guess, to help or whatever. Para que I was in Flagler, right? Didn't have a car. La grúa came, took my car. At that time, we weren't really doing Uber or anything like that, so I wasn't really thinking of
Yeah.
that. So I think my coworker had got somebody to pick her up,
Yeah.
like a parent, a family, or something. And I was there, like I
By
was telling
yourself.
mom. I called my mom and I let her know everything. She thought I was lying. She thought
What?
she thought I was like, oh, she thought I was doing some sort of fraud shit. She thought, because there was people that do accidents to get insurance money.
Yeah.
So she thought I was doing something of that. But first she didn't think that the accident was real, and then once she saw that the accident was real, she thought that I was doing some.
No
I don't know.
comment.
I don't know what she was going like on in her mind. And then I'm like, I have to figure out who can pick me up and take me home. So my thing is like, what the hell is the need to call you to tell you that I'm alive? But how you gonna help me now? Like, how are you gonna help me? Like, honestly. So at the time I had a friend, I don't want to put her name, but her name started with a B. I'm not friends with her anymore.
B for bitch.
Fuck that bitch. I know exactly who it is.
And she came and picked me up and took me home. She came, picked me up, and took me home. But at the time, I was kind of like, por gusto, I'm going to be calling mom for. Like, what's the...
So then what'd you say when you saw her, like, mom?
So, no, I told her what happened. I even took pictures of it.
Of course.
And we were kind of like... Well, she was pretty much in shock too, especially when the grua brought the car over to where we used to live.
Yeah.
And she saw the condition of the car.
She saw that it was bad.
She was like, she saw that it was bad. She started to cry because she was like, holy shit, this could have been worse than what it was. Which is true. And then I was like, we were like, okay, what's gonna be our next step? Because she never got into an accident before.
Yeah.
I never got in an accident before until that time. So my mom, like my mom and I, we used to listen to on the radio 411 Pain.
Yeah.
So we called 411 Pain. Yeah. And because obviously they get a lawyer to go ahead and deal with that problem. And then they get their own chunk and they give you whatever, I don't know,
whatever's left.
They told me that I had to go to like physical therapy.
You?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
To go because that will make me more money. Supposedly, that's why I had to go. So that's why I kept going. But by like the third or fourth week, I was kind of like, I don't want to go anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't feel anything. Like I don't have any, you know.
So what were you going to physical therapy for? For what part of your body or just in general?
Well, it was for my neck and my hand, like my wrist. Which they would use like this warm wax and stuff like on it and all this. It was good. I'm not gonna lie, it was good. But I'm like, damn, I don't want to go. Like I just didn't want to go over there anymore. And I was like, you have to keep going.
This is for the money.
Exactly. She was like, you can continue getting money. I'm like, no, I don't want to go anymore. And it took a while to get the money out of them, like out of the insurance.
What, about half a year?
Huh?
What, about half a year or something?
No, it was a few months. And my coworker, I told her what I did, like that I called for one pain and they were gonna figure it out, whatever. And she decided to go with her own lawyer, like find somebody else, and she did I don't know what. And that's how we ended it. But I was kind of like, damn.
So you were able to get a new car with that money?
So
I mean, you kind of had to.
I had to, yeah, because
I just want to know if it was enough to get him a car.
Yeah, no, it was enough to give me another car. The car no me salió mal. It was a Scion.
Oh.
No, it was a Scion TC. No me salió mal, and it was able to take me.
Oh, so you really like those cube shapes?
To Pembroke Pines, and well, that wasn't a really cube.
The TC.
It's not really cube. The newer ones, yes. The old ones, no.
Let me see that.
I had an old one. It was very like roundish, two-door roundish car.
Oh, that's right. I was confusing it with the other one. Okay, yeah.
There's the newer ones. They were more like cuadrito looking.
For some reason I was thinking of the XB.
Oh,
Lexi's just looking over at us like, when are you gonna finish?
But yeah, so that happened. I got the money and then I bought the car. Okay, and that was it. That was the only accident that I ever had.
Knock on wood.
But still, like I was like.
So speaking of accidents and all that stuff, thankfully, you know, I've only been in one and it was super minor. We got 4 minutes left.
Oh, until this yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
Well, I literally did the SpongeBob.
All right. Well, shit. Well, I'm gonna say this real quick. What I was gonna say is the good thing about your car, babe, is that not to say that it's Dookie, because it's not. It's far from Dookie, but it has its It's history written on
Even
it.
if it's Dookie,
I gotta
it's
take off those FIU
No,
stickers.
even
Look
if
at
it's
that thing.
even if it's Dookie, it's a free Dookie.
No.
Like
Dang.
what the hell?
No, what I was gonna
the
say-
hell? The car, I
Complain.
don't see, I
What
don't
I was gonna
see
say
it as
is
Dookie.
no, it's far from it. But the thing what I was gonna say is it has a couple of scars, and that's fine, especially for your first car. So, especially since you're learning, if like by accident, I don't know, like you accidentally like bump into something, not a car, but you bump
And
into
one of the things is that she doesn't.
or like a
well,
scratch, or she gets like a little scratch or something.
It's
But
okay.
the-
It's just gonna be on that. It's not like
It's
oh,
just
it's like
history.
But also like the places you'll probably be going into round. It's not like it's super far.
yeah, no, it's close.
I'm just kidding.
Now, the only way if it's further, it's obviously going to
Yeah,
your
we're gonna go
house
my-
or going somewhere,
Yeah.
further away. But her job is nearby. Like, if she needs
I'm
to
not
go
going
to,
to nobody's house
if
right
she
now.
if she needs to go to Family Dollar, Publix, or whatever, everything is close by. So it's not like she'll be driving too far or anything
Exactly.
like that.
But
So-
it's but what I'm saying is since it's that car and in the shape that it's in, she doesn't have to stress so much about like every little like every little perfection or imperfection. It's kind of
the
like you
rear
love the
view
car
mirror,
for-
the
oh she her we already installed a new one,
that one that's in the car right
the
now.
big one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
You don't like it?
No.
Why?
Because I don't know if it's because of that I'm wearing glasses,
hmm
but when I'm trying to look, because when I parked it
Yeah.
earlier today, I was like, man, this is
Really
I
wide?
see it weird. Like the way I look, like in the mirror, doesn't look like a regular mirror. It looks kind of like.
Distorted or something?
Because it's
Yeah.
wide. It's wide, like it's supposed to be wide, so you can see
Oh.
more around you.
But I was kind of it like fucked up with my eyes.
How
I
much
was like,
time we
no.
got left?
I
I told you he was gonna say the whole talk a lot.
3 minutes.
2-3 minutes. All right. Well, I'm just gonna quickly tell my first car story.
Oh yeah.
And thank you so much for listening.
Man, shut your ass. 2003 Mitsubishi Lancer
Mitsubishi.
ES. Mitsubishi. I love that car to death. But the problem was that there was always something wrong with it, and by the time that my dad upgraded to, it was a Toyota RAV4. I think it was a 2009 Toyota RAV4. So he got that and he gifted me when I was 17, 18 years old. He gifted me the Mitsubishi. But by that time, everything was great except for the AC. The AC wouldn't work, like in the sense of like, yeah, the fan is on, but the actual AC doesn't. So you're like, we would put some Freon on there and like to keep it cool, but like it would only last for a couple of days. So it said fuck it. And that was one of the hottest summers also that we had in Florida, like at the time, like averaging
no.
109 degrees, and I had to drive to work at Pizza Hut. It's
Smelling like
dick.
Fuying.
So nothing. So that shit lasted. I had that car for like close to 3 years, and then I saved money and I ended up buying my 2014 Honda Civic, and then that's when we basically gifted it to my best friend, because it was like I was like my dad was the one that was in charge of it. He's like, yeah, I just charged him like $200 and that was it.
It's 40 seconds.
40 seconds. All right, everybody. Yeah, that was my story pretty much. Just
Okay.
I love the car. It was just really hot. I couldn't drive in the morning as well with it because it'd be so foggy, and I would have to guide myself based off the lights around me because I could not see in front of me.
Okay. That's it for today's episode. Until next time.